few months ago, Meta rolled out an update called Andromeda, and it completely changed the way that ads are distributed on the platform. And then recently, Meta made another change. They integrated Facebook ads into Claude. And the scary part is, most of the major brands didn't notice a thing. They took one look at their ROAS declining and they asked, what on earth is going on? Now, I get it because I've tested over 10,000 ad creatives across over 100 different brands on Meta. And right now, as of speaking, my ads spend over $3 million per month on Meta for our clients. So in this video, I'm going to break down why the old way of running Meta ads is sabotaging you, and a simple guide on what you can start running this week with a new Claude update. But before we get into it, we really need to understand what Andromeda actually changed, because if you don't understand this, the rest of the video will not be useful. So Andromeda changed the way that creative actually gets distributed. It was an algorithm change on the back end that changes how the ad is understood by the platform and then pushed to the users on the platform. Now the targeting has moved almost entirely to the creative itself. So Meta's algorithm will actually scrape the visuals that you use in the ad, the language that you use, the copy in the primary text and description of the ad, and even go as far as scraping your landing page copy to understand what type of person it needs to distribute this ad to. So before it's even spent $1 testing all of this and decide who it should send your ad to. And then once it's actually live inside your ad account, it will treat the first few impressions and the data it gets back to refine this even more, so it's a compounding effect on getting more accurate with who it's showing the ads to. So this is why it's so important to have your messaging completely dialed in across your whole funnel. And as well as that, that's why audience targeting doesn't quite matter as much as it used to. So this is a $1 trillion company with a super sophisticated algorithm, and it's using all of this data to take your creatives and put it in front of the right people. So that's why interest-based targeting, lookalike audience, and these kind of general old tactics don't work as much as they used to. Now, don't get me wrong, we have some clients that are still, getting great results with audience targeting and interest stack. But for the most part, 90% of our clients are running completely broad and letting the creative do the work when it comes to targeting. Because audience targeting used to give you an edge in the ad account. I remember back in the day, you'd go on the ad account, you'd have your interest stack, you'd run a static ad, and you'd be able to get brilliant results. But now the only edge in the ad account, if the ad account is a level playing field, the biggest edge is in your creative. So now that you understand Andromeda, because those things still catch people out, I want to walk through the 3 biggest things that still stall most brands on a day-to-day basis, because we audit a lot of ad accounts from brands spending over 7 figures a month to even smaller brands at 100K and even a little bit less in ad spend on a monthly basis. And these 3 things are common across all brands of all sizes. Now let's start with the first one, and this is why the old playbook on Meta actually works against you. Now with my experience of Meta, there's been 3 main generations of Meta advertising. First came the audience era, which was when we were using lookalike audiences, interest-based targeting, and interest stat inside the ad account, and we were able to get an advantage with the actual campaign structure as well. So we were making campaigns using middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, top of funnel campaigns, interest-based targeting, exclusions, and this was the main advantage in the ad account. Having a media buyer that was able to take advantage of this and understood the ad account well, was able to distribute your creatives across each of these campaigns, was the biggest leverage. Then second came the volume era. This is when the biggest advantage inside of Meta was taking a creative and making hundreds of variations of it at a time, and you could really split test so many good things. You could take a creative, you could duplicate it and change only the text overlay on screen, and you were able to A/B test the audience with that one small change. And that was a really great way of being able to test and get results, because you could have the same ad, you could A/B test the text on screen, you could A/B test just the first couple of seconds, and from that you were able to get a lot of data on who responds best. But as well as that, just making 40 variations a week of really small changes and actually being able to generate results with that. And the thing is, both of these 2 methods that I just ran through work so well before Andromeda, and that's why it's so hard to actually give them up. But really, it's brands that are still running a 2023 playbook in 2026 and then blaming themselves, their creatives, or their product for not being able to get results when they're actually just playing the wrong game. Now, I like to say we're in the triple agonist era of Meta performance. Why? Because Meta scrapes 3 things to target your audience and to get you results in the ad account: your ad creative, your landing page, and then the algorithm itself. And that's why post Andromeda, your creative is the targeting. From the first frame of your ad, first 3 seconds, the whole ad, and your landing page, and using this to put your ad in front of the right people. And that's why now, to reach 7 figures a month in ad spend, spend, you need your ads to be targeting specific people, building from specific messaging, and really aligning that with a landing page as well. So I'm inside a client ad account now. I'm just looking at the last days. You can see this is a client that's spending 700K. Pretty much all of these are just broad campaigns per product. You can see this one with a high ROAS here. This is just a catalog campaign that's retargeting. But for the most part, these are all just broad, completely broad product. So I'm inside the highest spending campaign here, and you can pretty much just see that it's excluding purchases from the last 30 days and excluding purchases from the last 180 days. And then the age is pretty open from 18 to 65 plus. And other than that, there's no interest-based targeting at all. So completely broad campaign, and we're just adding all of the ads in like that. And then on an ad set level, we're basically to put in one ad set per creative concept. And that would mean we'll have one concept, we'll make variations of it. Yes, hook variations as well as different variations, like having the creator in a different location, you know, a different order of the body, a different CTA, different music, etc. Usually a combination of these variations. And then we're putting that into one ad set. Now, if you see that, you know, one ad set's getting all of the spend, what you can do, there's a couple things. You can add minimum spends to new ad sets going in. So just add a small minimum spend to make sure that the ad actually picks up results. You can also duplicate the ad set, remove that one ad that's spending the most, and give that a test as well. So targeting wide is really the play right now, and having, you know, completely broad audience, and then making sure that you are using your creative to do the targeting. So we're auditing accounts all the time, from brands spending 100K to brands spending multiple millions a month on ads. And we see ad accounts with the perfect naming convention, clean setups, and perfect rules inside the ad account that just aren't generating results. And that's typically because the ad account structure and the campaign structure is the easiest thing to complain about, because it's so visual. You go in the ad account, you see the numbers right there, and you think, yeah, this campaign structure should go back to the old way. It should go to this new way that I saw on X, on YouTube, and we should test this. But the biggest reason is because going and watching the ad creatives is one step further. Watching every single ad, understanding the building blocks and the messaging behind each ad creatives is more difficult than just looking at the campaign structure and telling you to change it. So I just wanted to jump into another client account, and this is a client account that we actually launched from zero. So you can see we're managing the ads management and the creative here. So both the creative and the ads management and the media buying. So you can see all the campaigns are ME, because we actually made this client's business manager from scratch because he didn't have a Facebook business manager. So we launched this from scratch, and you can see we're spending 100K per month, 4.2 ROAS right here. And you can see with the campaigns that we're running, it really is just one CBO. Now we're also launching a bottom of funnel catalog ad, but that hasn't even spent yet in the last 30 days. Really, the main bulk of this is just one CBO campaign. Inside of there, we have our ad sets, and inside of each ad set, we have our concepts with variations. And we're not doing anything special inside the ad account. We're literally just letting the creative do the targeting. Now, I do just want to make a disclaimer. This product right here is obviously a higher AOV product. We have clients where supplement brands where their targeting ROAS is below 1. So I just want to make a disclaimer, because I've showed you two ad accounts here with a 3 ROAS, one with a 4 ROAS. We have some clients that have higher targeted ROAS than that as well, about 6, 7 target ROAS with higher AOVs because they can afford that. Whereas we have some supplement brands where their target ROAS is 2, 1, with some of our biggest spending clients when they have a target ROAS of 0.6. So just want to show a disclaimer there, because you've probably seen those high ROAS and thinking, well, is that completely unachievable? Well, if you've got a high AOV, if you've got industry where there's not many competitors, where there's a big moat between you and competitors, then it definitely is achievable when you've got a great offer. But when you're in the highly competitive industries like supplements, you can see target ROAS of almost 0.6 when you've got that high LTV. So just wanted to make a disclaimer there, and you might be thinking that when you're looking at the ROAS there. So now that you know that the targeting has been handled for you by Meta, and the structure really isn't the be all and end all, what is the one thing that brands are really missing out on right now? But before we get into that, if you want my team to tell you exactly which of these old habits is capping your spend right now, then click the first link in the description and book a free call discussing all of this in more detail. We'll show you where your money's actually leaking. We'll give you our data on what's working for clients right now and what creatives you should map out next to get you to the next level, what angles are missing from your ad account as well. So now we know post Andromeda that creative is the targeting. What your ad says and who your ad speaks to is the single most important thing that you can understand in your ad. And once you understand that, you know that the single most important thing for you to do is obsess over who your ads are talking to and the messaging that you use and the positioning of your brand entirely. That's why really high quality ads where you take the time to dissect who your customers are, also your highest LTV customers, the ones that spend the most, the ones that you actually want to be purchasing your product, and then speaking to them in the ads trumps anything else that you can be doing right now. Now this system and process for making winning ads is almost as quick as it's ever been. I'm going to walk you through how we can use AI to help us out here as well. Now, Meta can officially integrate with tools like Claude and Manus. Now, you can sit these tools alongside your ad account, feed it your customer data, and have it pull out patterns at the same time. Now, this can't replace your thinking, but what it can do is pull together insights that used to take hours and hours in a few seconds. Now, I'll show you how you can actually use Claude in each of these steps. We also have a 3-step creative playbook that we implement into every brand that we work with to generate these good results that I'm talking about. So step 1 of this system is you need to mine your customer language instead of guessing. So you need to pull your customer reviews, Reddit threads where your customers are hanging out, and you can use Reddit answers as well for this, post-purchase survey data, and even comment sections on your ads, because this is where you'll find the exact words that your customers use to describe their problem. And then you can use this in your actual copy to reflect their language back to them. So we took a brand that was doing founder-led creative, and basically they exhausted all angles. They were spending 500k per month on ads, but because they were doing founder-led creative, the founder basically stopped having the time to be able to put the research in, to be able to make all the content and put in this feedback loop to consistently test new ads, and really just didn't have the time to be putting into briefing creatives and coming up with this creative diversity that Meta needs now. And we implemented this creative system, and we helped them grow from 500k to $1 million a month in Meta ad spend in just 60 days. So the goal of this research is really to understand the words they use, the emotional state behind it, and what they've already tried that failed. And also, if in this research phase, you could take a look into obviously the best performing ads, the competitor ads, and also the organic feed to see what type of content's going viral on the organic feed as well. This is a really valuable place to find insights and then comment sections on all of these pieces of content as well. Now, Claude can be integrated with Facebook ads as well as Manus, and I'll show you both. Now, to get Claude, you want to add a custom connector. I'm inside Claude right now. You want to paste this link here, mcp.facebookads.com/ads, and then put in Meta and then click add. Once you click add, you will see that Meta ads is added right here, and you can go ahead and connect it. And then you can type something like this into Claude: review my Meta ads performance for the last 30 days, identify what's working, what's wasting budget, and give me actionable next steps. I also did the same thing in Manus. Now, Manus is obviously Meta's own AI tool. They've actually bought Manus recently, so it's a lot easier to connect. You don't need to put that URL in. You can just click add a connector here and then select Meta ads. Now, we've done the same thing in Manus, and we've asked the same question and asked to pull together the last 30 days spend, what's working well, where we're wasting budget, and it's pulled together a big document basically breaking down the performance. Now, obviously we've gone very broad here, but once you've got a good naming convention in place, this becomes really overpowered, because if you can put the name of the angle, the name of the persona, the type of ad, the hook you use in the actual naming convention of the ad, and then also with the ad set, naming the concept inside the ad set name as well, this becomes really overpowered because you can start to do creative analytics. You can also pair this up with daily reporting into Slack or weekly reporting into Slack, and it'll give you exactly the information you need to be able to make good next steps inside the ad account. But it works through where, you know, the budget is being wasted as well, so what's kind of been spent on but not getting good results. But you can really go into much more detail with this and ask it more specific questions as well. Now, step 2 is turning customer pain points, customer data into actual creative angles. Now, an angle is what the whole ad is built around, so the specific frustration or desire that makes the right person feel like the ad was made for them. So what I like to do is get all of the research, and I still do tons of manual research, so looking at pain points, looking at Reddit, everything that we spoke about. But what you can do is get this research and use AI like Claude to consolidate it all. So if you have your naming conventions, like I mentioned, really dialed in, you can actually export the ad account results, the data inside the ad account with your reviews, and try and see what's missing, what's working well, and what ads you should be making next. Because the thing is with AI, we just want to give it as much context as possible, and with this integration, it's another level of context that AI never had before. You still want to be doing your manual research and looking into the ad account yourself, of course, but this is just more context for AI to look at. Now, once you have these angles, you want to map them across the funnel. Now, we have the 5 awareness levels, but at a minimum, you want to be going bottom of funnel, middle of funnel, and top of funnel, and making sure that your ads align with those 3 stages as well. Now, step 3 is obviously testing those angles and then building from them and using systems to build from them. So when we're testing angles, we're always trying to do it with a multiple format. Once we have an angle that really seems like a great angle, we want to test it in different ways, different visual ways, so we can see if it is the angle that works well. Because if we just, you know, get the execution wrong once, and we don't know if it's the actual angle that's bad or the actual visuals, the execution of the ad. And the execution of the ad is really important as well. Now, we log everything in a simple simple track with the hook, with the angle, the persona we're targeting, the landing page, and we can really go on and on with how we track that. And then when we find a winning ad, we really iterate on that by changing the hook, changing the format, and keeping the angle the same, and really just following that loop of kind of finding something that works and then building from it. And to be honest, one of the biggest ways that we've scaled is finding a winning angle and then basically repackaging it in a new format, and that is what takes us to the next level. And with this Claude integration, you can report into Slack regularly to get insights onto what's working live right now, so you can iterate even quicker. So if you want my team to run this whole process for you, the research, the angles, the creative systems, then click the first link in the description to book a free audit call. We'll go into the ad account and we'll map out exactly what steps you need to take to get to the next level, and map out exactly what this looks like for your brand specifically. And this is the same process that we use to take a brand from 235k to 750k in just 120 days after Andromeda. And if you want to see this whole thing in action, from how we go from a blank page to a complete creative package for a real brand, I broke that down on this video on screen now. I'll see you in the next one.